Welcome to the 2016 Hogspy Red Carpet Show. I'm Ashley Weiss.
And I'm Andrew Epperson. Ashley, what a fantastic night. The athletes have poured in to the building already. We know they're excited to get some awards. And we also caught up with them before they walked in today. So let's see a couple of those right now.
I'm joined with Haley Hawk, member of the Razorback Cheer Squad. Haley, what are you most excited for tonight at the Hogspys?
I'm actually really excited just to kind of see all the athletes in one place because we attend every single event and see the athletes separately, so it's really fun to see everyone out of their uniforms and dressed up and just kind of in a natural environment.
What older Razorback football player do you look up to on the team?
Definitely Brooks Ellis, just for the fact that, we went to the same school. He graduated 2 years older than me, but, he just knows me a lot better than, a lot of people on the team, and he's like my big bro. He showed me, just how to get things done, and so, yeah.
How does it feel to play for the Razorbacks?
It's like a dream come true for me, really, just growing up here and being able to play for my dream school. It's been awesome.
Josh, let's start with your nickname, man. Where did that come from?
It came from Tony Vitello, our assistant coach, and he came with this nickname, just I guess saying that a cockroach, if he gets stepped on, he doesn't die, and so it just kind of stuck with me. And then Luke Bonfield kind of let the cat out of the bag to the media, and then it's just taken off from there.
What does the word teamwork mean to you?
All that work you put into the fall, going to the spring season, it all comes together in spring. We started off rough last year, but we're lucky that we had a lot of character on our team, and we just kept fighting, and we got to the World Series, and that was just a memory that I'll never forget. Being an Arkansas Razorback and being in the World Series, just representing the school, and when we were there, just the tradition and the pride for Arkansas was just unbelievable.
And these athletes wouldn't be here without their coaches. So Andrew, who is your favorite coach that you've seen here tonight?
Well, it's got to be Brett Bielema, the head football coach here. He messed with me a little bit, so I'm still a little bit winded from that, but that's okay. He's a really great guy, and it was interesting to interview him. Here's the interview right now, so let's take a look. Coach, how is it being here at the Hogspys?
Pretty short. I just walked in, but it's all good so far. Always a great event. I think it's great to see the student athletes in a different environment, different world. It's kind of fun to watch.
Are you surprised at how well dressed your players are?
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I haven't seen any yet. They usually break out some pretty good looks, so I'm sure they won't do anything but impress.
Well, who do you think maybe from your team deserves some of those Hogspy awards once they get in there?
They all deserve them. All of our student athletes put in so much time and effort. I'm a little biased with the football players, but whoever wins those awards are very well deserved. I enjoy getting to see the other student athletes. Sometimes we get in our own little world over there with football, and it's nice to see all the other guys awarded as well.
Yeah, he's definitely a great guy, and as you can see, it was a very interesting interview. What about you, Ashley? Who have you talked to today that you really didn't expect to talk to?
I was actually able to catch up with Coach Mike Anderson and his wife, and he was really excited to be here because he couldn't make it last year. So let's take a look at what he had to say. You have Moses Kingsley up for Scholar Athlete of the Year award tonight. Can you just talk about his character a little bit on and off the court?
Well, he's a leader of our basketball team, and he's a guy that came in here as a freshman, and he was a freshman. He looked like a freshman, he acted like a freshman. And just to see the progression to where he is right now, a junior, a leader of our basketball team, and not only he's doing it on the court, he's doing it off the floor. So I think it speaks volume to the character of that young man.
Now it's the 5th Hogspys Award. Do you have a favorite memory from any of the Hogspys you've attended so far?
Well, last year I didn't get a chance to come. We were out trying to find some more Moses Kingsley. So I'm looking forward to this night in particular. It's a night where you see all the student athletes in a different light. You see the beauty, you see the glamour. You see I call them the studs, man. You see the studs come out at night. And so, from our perspective, we get a chance to see them in a different element. And I'm looking forward to it tonight.
Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll be right back.
Well, we're here at the 2016 Hogspy Awards, and we're going to take you behind the scenes on the red carpet. Ashley, should be pretty exciting.
Yeah, let's come take a look at what all these student athletes are doing.
Here we go. Here we are. Feels like there's about to be a basketball game. I think everybody's going to be way too well dressed. maybe a little bit too high up for you.
What award are you most excited about?
Oh, I got to say the male and female athletes of the year for sure. That's for me. What about you, Ashley?
Maybe coach of the year. I'm interested. I'm feeling Lance Harder maybe. I don't know.
Well, I know here with Razorback Sports, you can always expect big-time sports moments, just great moments. And for me, it's got to be the Henry Heave there against Ole Miss. Throwing that ball backwards, you thought the game was over with. Think again, everybody, it's not over with. Ashley, what about you? What was your favorite moment this year in all of Razorback Sports?
Yeah, that was a pretty intense moment, but the win here at Bud Walton over Texas A&M when they were ranked number 5 was a huge one, and I'm not the only one who had that favorite memory.
Dusty, what's been your favorite memory this season with your team?
Probably when we beat Texas A&M here at home, and that was probably our biggest victory of the year. They were number 5 when they came in, so that was one of the funner nights. And then we had a lot of fun games at home this year, but that had to be number 1.
One of the big awards tonight is Male Athlete of the Year. I don't know about you, but I've got my money on Benny Baseball.
Andrew Benintendi is up for Male Athlete of the Year here at the Hogspys. What was it like playing with one of the greatest baseball players here?
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I think he's, arguably the best baseball player who's ever come through here, and to call him one of my good friends, it's awesome. See him succeeding at the pro level, and probably gonna be a long time Major League Baseball player is really cool.
Well, Ashley, we know Benintendi's a star for sure, but for me, it's got to be Omar McLeod, the fastest man in the world. He won Hogspy last year. He's been here, done that, and now he's up for Male Athlete of the Year this year. So let's see Omar McLeod and what all he has to offer.
Former Razorback and Olympic gold medal hopeful Omar McLeod took home the Play of the Year award last year for his 110-meter dash. With this run, McLeod not only won his race, but tied for the 5th fastest time in college history. Since then, McLeod broke the record for not one, but 2 different races. He is the first man in history to run the 100-meter dash in under 10 seconds and the 110-meter hurdles in under 13. Through all of his success, he stays grounded and focused on winning the gold in Rio for his home country of Jamaica.
It's really a surreal moment, and it's like it still hasn't sunk in as yet, but it will eventually.
At 21 years old, McLeod is an SEC champion, NCAA champion, collegiate and world record holder, and world champion. And the speedster still has many races ahead of him.
Just how powerful he will be this coming summer. Well done to him.
On to Female Athlete of the Year. Andrew, who you got?
Well, you could really give it to a lot of the girls out there, but for me, it could be either of the Weeks sisters. Both of them have dominated in track, and I know there's definitely a few other track athletes through that program who could win it.
I'm Whitney Wilson with UATV Sports. I'm here with Lexi and Tori Weeks, twin sisters and pole vaulters for the University of Arkansas. What's it like being with your sister 24/7?
It's really cool just getting to compete with your best friend, and when we go to meets, just having that person there to encourage you, and we're just happy for each other when we do well, and we're there to support each other.
You guys are freshmen. What has been your favorite memory so far?
I think my favorite memory was just the first time I got to step out on the track and compete in an Arkansas uniform and with all the Arkansas fans watching me. My favorite memory would probably be from indoor nationals when I jumped 15.2 1/4 and broke the meet record and was a national champion.
Yeah, so now what's your goal for the outdoor season? National champion? Where do you go from there?
I'd say to win SECs as a team and take home the Triple Crown, and also just to do well at nationals. Yeah, I think my goal would just be to place higher at outdoor nationals than I did indoor nationals.
All right, thanks Lexi and Tori.
Okay, and you can't ever leave out Dominique Scott. Here's a look at her journey at Arkansas and where she hopes to go from here.
Thousands of miles from her home in South Africa, Dominique Scott is on track to be one of the best distance runners in University of Arkansas history. But the reigning SEC champion started running just as a way to stay busy while her mom coached high school cross country.
Started at the very back, at the bottom of the pack. Would stop and eat jelly babies on the race during the race, and slowly but surely my competitive spirit started to come out.
And that spirit grew as she gained recognition from coaches in the States, including Arkansas's Lance Harder. But Scott and Harder realized the challenge ahead of them when she finished 41st at the SEC Championships her freshman year.
It was so demoralizing for her to come in and basically get crushed by probably athletes that were at the time better than her, but ultimately couldn't hold a candle to what she can do.
But once it clicked, it stuck. Just 3 years later, she would be the SEC Runner of the Year and collect 9 individual titles. But being the front runner comes with its challenges.
Once you kind of reach the top, reach the peak, there aren't too many athletes in front of you that you're chasing. There are just a lot of targets on your back. And you know, you have to use that as the motivation to stay on top.
The motivation doesn't come on her own. She calls her support system the Dom Squad, which is made up of her family and the husband she met while running at Arkansas. But even though she's married and graduating next month, she's not slowing down anytime soon.
I would love to represent my home country, South Africa, in Rio in 2016. If that was to come true, you know, I feel like I could almost put up my shoes and call it a solid career. But I know my personality, and just as a competitive athlete, I'll always want more.
It doesn't matter what the game is, she wants to compete. She's very humble, but she's going to stay in front of you.
Well, it seems that's all the time we have. It looks like all the athletes are in there having a good time, winning some awards. I unfortunately haven't won any, but that's okay. I'm Andrew Epperson.
And I'm Ashley Weiss. We'll catch you next year.